up a little bit later, but your first comedian tonight is a guy from Tampa Bay, Florida, a good friend of mine. Give it up for Mike Lortz. What's up, Lakeland? Y'all doing alright? Y'all doing alright? I unfortunately am not doing alright. I recently found out I'm going bald. Yeah, apparently this was an inside joke to all my friends and family for a few years. Nobody told me. Nobody said like, hey Mike, try using a little bit smaller bottle of shampoo, it should last you just as long. Nobody said like, nah, you don't need a haircut this month or year. No, you're good. No, I had to find out for myself. And when you're going bald, you really learn the value of a haircut. When I was 5, I used to get a haircut like every week. My hair grew. It was $5. But now, like 20-something years later, or 30-something years later, haircuts are closer to $20. Yo, I did the math. That's like $1 per hair. Alright, that shit's fucked up. Another bad thing that happened to me lately is I recently lost my job. But losing my job's a bit of a misnomer, because I know exactly where it is. But when my boss handed me the pink slip, I knew I'd never see it again. Third bad thing that happened to me lately. Third bad thing that happened to me lately is my hard drive wiped out. Now this happens to a lot of people. A lot of people have computer problems, but for me it was unique. See, my hard drive was still in the factory in Japan. Yeah, this is really kind of a fucked up situation for Japan, but there is one good thing with this whole nuclear holocaust thing that's going to happen over there. When they film the next X-Men movie, they'll know exactly where to look for mutants. But anyway, being unemployed, I have a lot of time on my hands. Being unemployed, I do have a lot of time. And started reading a lot more. As a matter of fact, I'm reading 2 books at one time. I'm reading the Bible and Molly Cruz's autobiography. But I think I've got it mixed up. Because in my version, the disciples are doing coke and banging groupies while Jesus is writing the gospel for the next day. I don't think that's quite how it goes. And in my version, Tommy Lee is whipped, chained, and hung onto a cross. Again, I don't think that's how it goes, although that might be one of the unreleased scenes in the Pam Anderson sex tape. But sex tapes are real big now, and people are using them to get bigger. Paris Hilton had a sex tape, Kim Kardashian had a sex tape, even Screech from Saved by the Bell had a sex tape. So I'm thinking about having my own sex tape. My only problem is I don't have a co-star. It'll be more like Tom Hanks in Castaway. I never got a title for it. It'll be called Whacking with Wilson.
Yeah!
Thank you, thank you. But you know what though, again, like I said, I have a lot of time on my hands, and besides reading, I'm watching a lot of TV. I'm catching up with my Golden Girls. And you know it's been a while since you had sex when you would have sex with all 4 of the Golden Girls. Even the dead ones. But there is one type of girl I would not date. And that's these girls that say, I'm just like a guy. Have you guys ever seen these girls that say, I'm just like a guy? Well, girls usually say they're just like a guy for 1 of 2 reasons. Either they have a lot of sex and they're really easy, or they really, really like sports. Apparently, they've never met a guy that goes to comic book conventions. But there is one other woman that I would absolutely, positively not touch with my dick, ever. And that's Snooki from Jersey Shore. Thank you, thank you. I'm convinced that Snooki is the bastard child of a bulldog and an Oompa Loompa. That's right. Snooki's not only the type of girl you don't introduce to your parents, she's also the type of girl you don't even introduce to your friends. Unless it's Cinco de Mayo, then you tie her to the ceiling and hit her with a stick. Then the only question then is, what holds more candy? Her boobs or her ass? But you know what's really terrible about Snooki? The worst thing about Snooki is that she's influencing fashion trends. Have you seen these women who spend way too much time tanning? They come out looking snooky orange. Trust me, ladies, public service announcement, orange is not an attractive skin color. Even I won't fuck somebody who looks radioactive. Oh, man. But knowing my luck, I will settle down one day. I will settle down. And my wife, girlfriend, fiance, mail order bride, whatever have you, she'll go to the spa and she'll spend a little bit too much time tanning. But she'll forget to wax down below. And that's terrible. Because this is Florida, ladies, and oranges grow on bushes. Bushes are not supposed to grow on oranges. Alright, I'm Mike Lortz. Thank you very much. May the Lord be with you. And coming up next is a very funny comedian. He hails from Syracuse. He's the drunkest New Yorker I've ever met.